Auntie Venita is a very well-known songwriter, singer, and a recording artist. And her Kadazan songs are regularly on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and on Sabah labels such as Pusakag. I'm sure some of you are, I'm sure a lot of us heard of Pusakag, right? So she kindly shared her passion and ambition is to raise greater awareness and importance of our boss Kadazan today. So she will share with us her inspiring and exemplary on her topic of who am I, boss Kadazan. So Auntie Venita is a mover and shaker, here to share her songs and her beautiful and meaningful lyrics and her passion of Sabah's indigenous people. So Auntie Venita, please go ahead. Om Ketahuadan.
Ketahuadan has a kopi bosian dia tabinai kong have. Ketahuadan tabinai Richard for inviting me to give a little bit a brief on my song about boss Kadazan. And then I'm going to share a screen. I have prepared only four slides on the script of the song itself. Yeah, boleh kah?
Boleh.
Okay, can everybody see? Boleh kan?
Yep.
Boleh,
boleh. Now, okay, this is the cover of the the single, which called Bos Kadazan, the Kadazan language. Okay, now this is the lyric of the song. Okay, it says Bos Kadazan, Bos dito hinud, which means the Kadazan language is a polite language. Katamis ginavo songyan kongo. It suit your heart when you hear it spoken. Iso another vinoon, the only one in this earth. Iso another pamugunan, the only one in the whole world. Why I come out with this song? Actually, I mean, before I write this song during the pandemic time, you know, and my intention is only on the WhatsApp group, and there is a WhatsApp group called Pabuo Bos Kadazan, whereby all the elderly will talk about how they felt that this Kadazan language is going, diminishing. It's like going to vanish in this world. That's the feeling that I can get from them, that this Kadazan language is in danger and is vanishing from this earth. That is why I come to this, all the words that come from their heart, I put it in the song. And then from this lyric, the Kadazan language is a polite language. Of course, it's a polite language. Even if the Kadazan language, sometimes, I mean, there is a harsh language in Kadazan also actually, but imagine yourself when Tabinai Richard, Tabinai Dunstan, I mean, Ken, who are far away from Sabah. How if suddenly you walk in a market in England, suddenly you heard someone speak in Kadazan, what would you do? You will run after them and you will ask them, where are you come from, right? Am I right, Richard? You will run to them because why? Because Kadazan language, you only can find it, only one in this earth, the only one in this world, because you cannot find it anywhere else. That's why you can find it in England, like Richard, but then surely the heart is still in Sabah. And if you find someone in England who speak Kadazan, surely you will find, surely you will feel so happy that you find somebody there speaking Kadazan. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So that is why I said it's a polite language. It will soothe your heart when you hear it. When you are, people in Sabah might don't really feel it. People in Pinampang maybe didn't feel it, but when you are away from your home, you really feel it. Because I myself have been away from Sabah, only in Putrajaya. When I met my friend there, or Kadazan people, not even not Kadazan, even if only Dusun, I can hear them speak. Like I feel like, oh, there's somebody there, like from my hometown, from Sabah. So it's really make me feel very happy. Okay. Now the next verse, that is the next verse is Bos Kadazan, Bos Tinungkusan, meaning to say the Kadazan language is our heritage language. Ooiton di aki om di odu. It's the expression of our ancestors. Kada toko mangay tagako means let us not lose it. Kada toko mangay hiivay, let us not forget it. So since this Bos Kadazan is the only one in the world, the only one in this universe, meaning to say, since it's come to our from our ancestor, it is the word of heritage. It's like something like if like when you find one little boy can speak in Kadazan right now, what do you feel? You feel like, oh, tanakti panay mo Bos Kadazan doy, naikot no panay. You feel so happy.
Oh, yes, sinuban ko kamu mati. Ay, sinuban panday.
When one boy or one girl, a little girl can speak in Kadazan, you macam something like leap in your heart, because the heritage language is spoken by a little one. That is why I put it in the song that let us not lose it, because it is our heritage language. It is the expression of our ancestry. O iton nga vidyaki o diodo ko. So onsiko nung bos in Bos Kadazan. I mean, bos kum mantad tanak nga vitongon nini ning ka. Okay? So the chorus goes like, Odoy oluwo ginavo ko. Oh, how sad am I am. Songyan kongo di tanak bayno when I hear the young ones now. Aw no di dioho abazagan. They seldom use the Kadazan language. Aw abazagan mo Bos Kadazan. The Kadazan language is very seldom spoken. So this is how I felt and how the elderly felt right now, that our children, our youngsters right now, I didn't say that they don't speak. They can speak actually. I believe that they can speak. But the thing is that they they seldom want to use it. Only when their grandmother will say, Isaac, nuso padagan mo iho pinggan. Okay? Jadi, bah, dia cakap. They can answer. They will understand. But they don't want to speak, because that's why I said, it's not that they don't want to speak. They don't want to use it. So it's a bit like make me sad that they don't want to, like when you talk to them, they will understand, but they don't want to speak it back to you. Okay, but actually this is the expression that I feel, and then I feel in my heart, and of course I'm sure that all the elderly people also right now also feel the same as what I feel. Okay, the last verse is Bos Kadazan, Bos Itogingo. The Kadazan language is a beautiful language. Kano po buo toko bayno. Let's promote its usage now. Nung atagak Bos the Kadazan, if the Kadazan language is lost, atagak ko yung tutunan tinaw do toko, our ethnic identity marker will be lost. And it is true. This Kadazan language is very, very, very beautiful language. Let me share to you one moment when I was pregnant last time, and one inay, my auntie, go and approach me and says, "Odoy daw Vinita, avavagatan ko mazo diti." She said, I don't understand what she meant. And I said, also avagat anti, niti pregnant no poti, you know. This, then she said, pregnant avavagatan no podino. The meaning of avagatan is like you feel heavy. You feel heavy, meaning to say they don't want to say to you that magontizan ko, you pregnant. It's somehow it is a bit rude in Kadazan. Directly you say, oh magontizan ko, no. They will say, oy avavagatan ko. They said so. That makes me feel like really suit me, and it's so beautiful. Elderly people go and approach you using a polite word, saying that, oh, you feel heavy, there's something heavy you're carrying, you know, there is a care there, you know. That's why I put in this song that this world, this Bos Kadazan is a very beautiful language. You know, they have that beautiful metaphor when they speak to you. When you come to an elderly, when they speak really in Kadazan, it is surely you will hear a very beautiful way of speaking of Kadazan, actually. And that is why I like all the youngsters now to promote the usage of Kadazan, this Kadazan language. And if this Kadazan language is lost, of course, it will not lost actually in this world, but our identity will be lost. Nobody will recognize us anymore. Sometimes like when you say that I am Kadazan, but the way people, if the identity is lost, the way people look at us is like, oh, dia Kadazan pun dia cakap, he will speak in Malay, he will speak in English like that. But if we can speak in Kadazan, the identity is very intact and very solid. It is solid being there, standing there. Okay, so these are only my sharing on my song on Bos Kadazan. And actually, I did compose one song. It is not out yet. I give the song to one boy who really can speak in Kadazan. That's why I feel like I'm so happy to compose a song to him by the name of Huguan Carlson Ansibin Mojilis. The title of the song actually Kano Mobos Kadazan, meaning to say, let us speak Kadazan, whereby in that wording is that the expression of a child towards a friend, towards all of his friend, asking his friend to speak in Kadazan. And there's a message in the song saying that nung nabati au kahasa kada ko susa, nung au kadavot I saw the hasa, meaning to say, if you cannot speak it fluently, there is no wrong on it. If you like feel cannot really speak it fluently, there is no don't feel ashamed on it. Just speak, we just try. That is the message from the song. And there also in that particular song also I did emphasize on the message to elderly. If we cannot speak fluently, please teach us. Please don't laugh at us. Just teach us. That is the message. So I think it will come out somewhere in June later on. Okay, so we will going to share it with all. Okay, so I think that's all my my sharing on my own song Bos Kadazan. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Auntie Vanita. It's a very profound lyrics that you have there, and it was an excellent sharing from you. I'm also constantly learning new, and it's very true that who we are as a Kadazan, you know, and how do we see ourselves in the economic, environmental, social and governmental development of our ethnic city and of Sabah. So these questions are so relevant as we revisit and perhaps search on our own identity and standing in the world. Back to me. Yeah, before I start with Sherian, I think I strongly agree with Uncle Boyd said about having a museum for our Kadazan, because if we lost our identity and everything else, I think that's just it. We will just be some just a story to be heard instead of tangible things to be seen, and things like that. I think I strongly agree on you on that, Uncle Boyd. Okay. Moving on, I am proudly and honored to introduce to you our very own Unduk Ngadau Sherian, who is one of the beauty queens. She was crowned Unduk Ngadau in May 2016, and her educational background is in accounting and finance, and has been working with the government of Sabah for many years now. So we have invited her to be in this forum to share her work and her experience and achievement being a beauty queen. And her topic is, Who Am I? Unduk Ngadau Kaamatan. The Unduk Ngadau is very imbued with the Kadazan culture tradition, which was kindly highlighted by our Gundahing Blasius Bunjua earlier on. So Sherian, please go ahead. Thank you.
Katovadan to our moderator. That was a pleasant introduction coming from Hazel. Kopi Bosyan, Kumadiozu Saviabi, thank you for inviting me to this forum. It's a pleasure to be able to participate and share some of my thoughts and opinion to everyone here. So before I start my session, I would like to introduce a little bit about myself. My name is Sherry Ann Laojang. I'm a 27-year-old from Penampang, Sabah. I am currently working in the government sector, which is based in Kuala Lumpur. I only moved here last year on 28th of May, actually, so which means I've been working here for exactly 1 year as of today. So yeah, that's some brief information about me. My topic for today's forum is, Who am I as Unduk Ngadau Keamatan? So I will start with why I joined the Unduk Ngadau competition. Frankly speaking, I was never into pageantry nor modeling. Hence, I never really looked forward to joining Unduk Ngadau in the first place. Part of the reasons were because I had social anxiety, I had major stage fright. I wasn't that comfortable being in front of people. Ever since I was young, in kindergarten up to secondary schools, I was always labeled as this shy girl. If you ask me back then, I was not the kind of person that will talk to people first or make friends in any events or occasions, or during any presentations in schools. I would not be the one who'll be doing the talking in front. Instead, I'll be the one who does every job behind the scenes. I remember during some press interview I did in 2016, I told everyone the same thing. I was actually joined Unduk Ngadau twice in 2013 and 2015, but I managed to get away from it because I didn't think I was ready at all at that time. I watched every contestant from the year my sister first joined in 2012 and to the second time she joined in 2014. I'm not gonna lie, I do wish I had that self-confidence back then when I watch every girl on stage did so well presenting themselves. So in 2016, I decided to give it a try after getting encouragement from my parents, my family, and my friends. they really just wanted me to experience it myself because who knows, it could actually change me. And honestly, it did, not in any bad ways at all, but I received so many positive outcomes. So yeah, my main reason was merely to improve myself, to be out in the public, to meet new people, just try to challenge myself and be out of my comfort zone. It took me some time to actually go for it, but I'm glad that I did. And I finally joined the Undang Nada competition in 2016, and I represented my hometown Penampang. And by God's grace, I was able to bring home the title of Undang Nada Kamatan Sabah. So if you ask me with whether it's a good experience, I would say becoming an Undang Nada was definitely a good experience for me. Up until today, I still do think that my experience in Undang Ngadau plays a major part in shaping me into the person I am today. Being part of Undang Ngadau has taught me a lot of things, like things that would actually prove useful in my future endeavors. Not only that, I learned the art of humility and elegance. I also realized the importance of self-confidence and also having cultural knowledge. And honestly, there wasn't a slight regret at all. Like I said before, I joined Undang in 2016 merely to overcome my fear and improve myself, especially my communication skills. But then after some time, I realized that this competition is not just about gaining your self-confidence, but also to see the real beauty of Undang Ngadau and understand the true meaning of it from the history itself. I get to learn more about my own and some other cultural heritage, which includes like the detailed information of our indigenous people's traditional costumes, the cuisines, and other unique cultural features that of every ethnic groups in Sabah. During my reign as Undang Ngadau also, I was invited to a lot of cultural events, which to me were such great experiences because I get to experience firsthand the diverse offerings of cultures and um, artistic expression found in a community. I also get to present myself to the public as an ambassador of Sabah and tell people, especially the foreigners, more about Sabah, our culture, and the indigenous people of Sabah. So through all those cultural events that I attended, I also get to meet new people from different ethnicity in Sabah and get to know the other Undang Ngadau girls, which I am actually still in contact with up until today. So if you ask me whether I recommend people, the other girls to participate in the Undang Ngadau competition, I will definitely recommend girls to participate because I believe that by joining this, it will, like for me, it will help girls out there to develop self-confidence and self-esteem, especially when you're young. It's good to find yourself and explore your talents, your skills and talents. And this Undang Ngadau is a unique beauty contest. Like as we all know, it's different than the other contests that we all know, like Miss Universe or Miss World. Undang Ngadau has a more different approach to young girls as it touches more on our cultures. It gives us more understanding and knowledge about our indigenous heritage, which is very important at this age as we need to preserve our Kadazan Dusun, Mulut Rumus, or in short KDMR culture and prevent it from extinction in the near future. So another thing is one of the benefits of joining Undang Ngadau competition is, to me, learning about self-worth. It encourages young women to look into their inner self and explore their skills and talents like public speaking, for instance. for me, conquering stage fright, I can say, is one of my biggest achievement. The ability to get up in front of an audience has helped me to develop my self-confidence and carry myself with pride. For me, standing in front of a massive crowd and answer questions thrown to me is something I must learn to master my courage and express it with conviction, which eventually also prepares me to conquer other challenges I might face in life. And other than that, by being an Undung Ngadau, I get to understand the essence of Undung Ngadau itself. I learned that the embodiment of Huminodon through Undung Ngadau serves as a reminder to all the KDMR to uphold the noble values of selflessness and wisdom that Huminodon possessed. Holding the title of Undung Ngadau for the whole year was such a huge responsibility for me because it also taught me actually how to actually manage my time effectively. When I won the title of Undung Ngadau in 2016, I was actually doing my bachelor's degree in UITM Sarawak. So therefore, I had to travel back and forth during the whole year just to execute my duty as Undung Ngadau. So from that experience, I learned to organize and plan my schedule properly to make sure I get to fulfill my responsibilities both as a student and also an Undung Ngadau. Okay, so joining Undung Ngadau also gave me some life lessons. So one of the life lessons that I've learned is to always remain humble, no matter where you are. When I won in 2016, my life changed almost 360 degree, I would say, from just an ordinary person to someone that people actually recognize. I remember going to a mall and few people suddenly came up to me and asked, aren't you Sherry and the Undung Ngadau? I was stunned because that was something very unusual to me because I rarely talk to strangers. But then when that happened and you just automatically become friendly to people, that is also why I become more socially interactive. When people recognize you, it's always important to acknowledge them and treat them with respect and kindness. Just um, just don't be arrogant because of the title. Always remember your root and where you come from. And another life lesson that I learned is to help others, especially those in need. The moral tradition of the legend Huminodon, as we all know, is about uh, volunteerism, willingness, and sacrificing for the good of others. The most important thing about being an Undung Ngadau for me is the responsibility that comes with it, especially me becoming a role model to the young Sabahan, to young girls and young men Sabahan. To me, aside from promoting our cultural heritage, being an Undung Ngadau is also a platform for me to help those who are in need. It's more on how I bring myself to the public to represent our people and what I can contribute to the community and how can I preserve the KDMR culture. Since our forum, okay, today is about the revival of Indigenous heritage, I think it's important for us to raise an awareness on keeping our Indigenous mother tongue intact and preventing it from extinction, like everyone said before in this forum. For me, there are actually many ways for a person to learn a language, such as like ours, like mine, Karazan. I myself is honestly not really the fluent in my native language, as I use Malay and English as my daily spoken languages. But I always listen and speak to those to fluent speakers, as it helps me to get used to it, as well as practice the language myself. I also think that it's better if someone start learning a certain language or learn Kadazan, our native language, or any other native language at a young age. I think parents should start conversing with their children in Kadazan, because as for me, I realized that it is harder to learn when you're already a teenager or an adult. There probably a need to enter language classes for that, but then it doesn't matter, because and it's not something to be ashamed of when someone doesn't know how to speak in their mother tongue, because I believe everything can be learned. It may be hard if we start late, but it's okay as long as we don't stop learning. I think it can also be a lesson to parents nowadays, so that they can actually start educating their children starting from now on. This is also very, very important for us to preserve our culture and, like you all said, to prevent the loss of our mother tongue. So I think that is all from me. I hope my session is fruitful for everyone here. And lastly, I would like to wish Kotabian Tarau Tagaso Dokamatan Kuma Diosu Saviabi Kotahuatan.